When I do this, my intention is not for them to create, award-winning apps, very complicated apps.
It was never in our wildest dreams did we think we'd be, having all this media around us and the attention and the prizes that came with it. We never thought it would.
In 2017, 5 teenagers at Kisumu Girls High School came together to participate in a Technovation Challenge sponsored by Google. Stacy Owino, Cynthia Otieno and Purity Acheng in Form 4 then, while Mascarin Atieno and Ivy Akinyi, both in Form 2, found themselves in a working group that had to come up with a technological solution that will be used to tackle female genital mutilation. The 5, then aged between 15 and 17 years, had opted to work on the theme of pollution under the SDGs, but since they had joined the competition late, they were told the only theme that had been left was the FGM. Little did they know, though in different streams and classes, this was the starting point to developing an app that will be deemed a vital resource to tackling FGM. The girls finally developed an app called iCat to help girls affected by female genital mutilation. The 5, calling themselves the Restorers, were the only Africans that participated in the 2017 Technovation Challenge in Silicon Valley in California. They were nominated for this year's award, and though they were not the winners, they joined other finalists at the award ceremony on December 18.
When iCat began, it began as a challenge to us, a Technovation challenge where you're supposed to get a problem within your community and solve it using a tech problem. So we had 12 weeks to come up with a problem and a solution, at the same time a business idea around it. So it first started off as a challenge, then we realized this could actually be the next big thing, because as much as we are solving, because the main goal was to solve problems. So if you're able to put a product out in the market that can actually work past the challenge, then that would be the right type of direction to follow.
Stacy, who is currently leading the group, said they got Dorcas Adhiambo, who was the overall supervisor of the challenge, who gave them green light on how to develop the app.
What I essentially do is train girls on how to develop mobile apps. When I do this, my intention is not for them to create, award-winning apps, very complicated apps. My intention is just to help them spark curiosity in technology, because most girls don't get access to, are not very interested in technology. So when I went to Kisumu Girls, I found Restorers. I found different girls, but then I also found Restorers. The 5 girls, they were not called Restorers then. Yes. They were just 5 girls that were really curious about what I was doing. And when it came to, because I linked them to mentors, linked them to trainers and mentors. I usually try to avoid being direct trainer, because I oversee the whole thing. But they didn't have a trainer because they came in very late when everyone else had been linked up. So because this is something that I'm very passionate about, I couldn't send them away. I was like, okay, then I'll be your trainer for this thing.
Through this app, affected girls are connected to legal and medical assistance. Stacy, who is currently leading the group, said girls who are forced to undergo the procedure can also alert local authorities by pressing a panic button on the app. The app's interface has 5 buttons with the option of help, rescue, report, information on FGM, and donate and feedback. The first 3 buttons allow the girls to seek immediate help, find rescue center, or report cases to authorities in areas where the practice is rampant. The fight against female genital mutilation remains the biggest challenge the government is grappling with. So far, the fight has been weighed down with both success and failure, resistance and acceptance in equal measure. In 2011, Kenya officially declared FGM illegal. This was characterized by the passing of the law that prohibits the practice by imposing tough penalties on perpetrators and those abetting the practice. The law not only bans the practice in Kenya, but also prohibits cross-border FGM and bars medical caregivers from carrying out the practice. In addition, the law holds that consent cannot be cited as an excuse for conducting FGM. Since the ban, the practice has been increasingly conducted underground, secretly in homes or in clinics by healthcare providers and workers.
The practice no longer has a place within our Kenyan society. This is actually nothing less than an abhorrent assault on the individuality, autonomy, but more importantly, the future well-being of girls and women. And not only does this practice have absolutely no medical or social value, but it is also an affront to the Kenyan identity and our common shared national aspiration. And I committed my administration to doing everything possible to ending FGM in Kenya by the year 2022.
FGM is an abhorrent non-medical procedure that removes part or all of girls' external genitalia. It is a long-held social custom mostly performed in Africa, Asia and the Middle East, intended to prevent young girls from engaging in premarital sex. Though they have managed to send the product to the market, it is yet to be officially released. A few partners have looked at the app, but Stacy says they have advised more development to the app to make it more effective. The app is currently being piloted in the northern Kenya region, where the practice is deemed rampant.
We have been able to send the product to the market, but not really released it. What we did was give a few women who looked at it and said, yes, this could be something viable, because remember, we don't practice the cut. We don't, at the beginning of it, we didn't really understand the goings and the happenings of the cut. So when we were able to give these women to do this, then they pointed out, it's good you guys have made an application, but really in these areas we don't have smartphones, we don't have internet, what could you do about it? So really what has happened is we've put it to a number of tests, where even if they tell you, okay, we don't have an app, what could you think of? Let's give them a shortcut. That's the same way you buy airtime, the same way you can get the application. So really that's what we've been doing. It has been a long journey, I can say. There are days I wake up and I say, I don't have to do this thing anymore. And then there are days I wake up and say, this is the thing for me, you know? So it has been an on and off thing, but at the end of it, you know, it's for a cause.
The teenagers say the only way FGM can be eliminated in the country is by the government putting more pressure on the existing policies and collectively joining hands to fight the vice. Reporting for the Star Online, I'm Patrick Vidija.